Tookie!
An episode of Warren Cali.
Shout out to the Warren Cali, man. King Crip, the story of the legend Tookie. Ooh, you need one of these on the channel.
In this episode,
I see that over there. Well, shout out, y'all see the blue light, man. Listen, R.P. Tookie.
I'm going to detail one of the most recognizable
R.P. Tookie
and legendary Crips ever, Stanley Tookie Williams. Tookie was born on December 29th, 1953 in Louisiana. Some years later, Tookie and his mother would move to Los Angeles, on the west side of South Central to be exact.
53?
Tookie's early childhood in South Central, growing up, Tookie would see a lot and experience a lot of things, seeing a lot of drinking, drug use, addiction, gambling, and a lot of violence. Tookie having a lot of free time, with his mom working several jobs to support the family and working long hours. Tookie would start to...
Hey, follow us on Kick, man. We live on Kick. Shout out to Joe Rogan's dad. Pause, bro. How's that pause, bro? Damn, bro. What's going on with you back there, man? What's up with you, bro?
That's pause.
How? That's his name. Yo, listen, man. Follow us on Kick, man. Squeeze Reacts. Been on this bit 2 hours.
Already?
2 hours already. That's mad.
Bro, that's how fried I am.
To participate in things going on in his neighborhood in his early teenage years. That included robbing, fighting, and anything to get some money. This will make him become tough and a good fighter, and becoming a part of a dangerous lifestyle. Around the mid and late 1960s, crime was on the rise in urban communities, and many small neighborhood gangs would pop up. In the United States, the biggest movement for the African Americans would form in the 60s, and that would be the Black Panthers. They would become well established by the 60s and the early 70s, becoming a powerful movement, giving African American structure and a sense of power and identity. The Black Panthers started branches all over America, and Los Angeles will have its own branch as well. This will have a heavy influence on the youth in LA, making them move militant and follow the wave of the Panthers. But the Panthers movement dying out, with many leaders being killed, jailed, and some becoming addicts, or just fading away from the man bringing them down as a whole. The youth in LA will form several youth gangs of their own. By 1969, the formation of the Crips will start in LA. By this time, Tookie in the late 1960s would begin to make a name for himself in the streets. Tookie developed a big following on the west side of South Central in the late 1960s. Tookie ran with other featured Crips like Darnell Archie, Bub, Mad Dog, and a long list of other future famous Crips. Running with a dangerous crowd and being one of the most violent out of his few, Tookie would get into a lot of trouble. From getting into non-stop fights, being kicked out of school, Tookie would have several stints in juvenile hall from fighting and stealing cars as well. In jail, Tookie began to lift weights, and this made him more stronger physically and mentally. But to other people, this made him wildly more feared. With his new size, many people would fear Tookie and want no parts of him. Upon fear, with his new size and mentally.
That's mad right there.
He's like just cut up, straight muscle line.
That's all muscle. Nigga, Tookie could fuck something up. Tookie would have fucked something up back in the day. They had him in him though.
Bro, he has an outer muscle under his underarm.
Yeah, nigga, he got the wing. Yeah, it's the wings. Nigga, he fly away on the nigga right now, nigga.
Bro.
He a bat right now. He can fly away on the nigga. That's the bat wings right there, nigga. He can fly away on the nigga.
Yo, bro, he punched on his over.
Nah, that nigga flying off on the nigga. That nigga out of there, nigga. He want to take you up with him. Hit him, it's over.
But to other people, this made him wildly more feared. With his new size, many people would fear Tookie and want no parts of him. Upon being released from jail, Tookie would meet another major figure, but from the east side of South Central named Raymond Washington.
I know, I did my research.
Raymond Washington is credited to starting the Crips in his early teenage years. Upon this meeting, Tookie and Raymond, who were both leaders at their sides of town, would bring the Crip factions together and make their crew as allies. The east side Crips headed by Raymond Washington, and the west side Crips led by figures like Tookie. The Crips would gain more and more followers.
Wait up!
Crips would start to recruit new members all over LA. This would bring more Crip members and new gangs. They would start to expand from South Central to other nearby cities like Compton, Watts, Gardena, and several more. But many gangs wouldn't join the Crips, and they would become fierce rivals. Some of the Crips' early rivals were gangs like the Chain Gang, the Brims, and the Compton Pirus, with Mac Thomas being the leader in Compton for the Crips. The blue rag was said to first be worn by a close friend of Tookie's named Buddha. With Buddha dying by 1973, it was said the Crips wore the blue rag in his honor. By 1974, Raymond Washington was sent to prison for a 5-year bid. Tookie later moved to Compton, where he became a youth counselor, being like a big brother to several young Crips and an authority figure. While living in Compton, Tookie would be shot by rivals, causing him to need physical therapy. This would cause Tookie to develop a drug addiction to ease his pain. This would cause his life to later spiral, especially with personal reasons like the loss of his grandma, losing his counselor job, and not being able to do what he loved, bodybuilding.
I was on a TV show with it. Yeah, nigga, wait up, nigga. Yeah, nigga, chill, Took. Chill, Took.
Also his grandma, losing his counselor job, and not being able to do what he loved, bodybuilding. He loved being in bodybuilding competitions, but with his well-known reputation as a gang member, he wasn't allowed to.
Up, nigga.
Tookie would die deeper in the streets and in his addiction. By 1979, many Crips would lose their lives, and many would start to go to prison. Crip leaders like Raymond Washington and Mac Thomas lost their lives during this time period. A lot of new Crip gangs will be established with the lack of leadership and not having the unity that once was in the early 70s. With this happening, many Crip sets will become rivals and start new alliances under the Crip car. By 1981, Tookie will be convicted of several robberies, which ended in many people losing their lives. It is said that Tookie held up a 7-Eleven, taking the life of a clerk inside the store. The second crime he committed, it was said that Tookie held up a motel, taking money from the register, and taking 3 lives. This would get Tookie the death penalty.
Tookie was on bullshit, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
That nigga pulled up, you just know
You dead. He robbed the spot, you in there, you out of there. No face, no case. Tookie old school, nigga. Yeah, nigga, your ass out of there. Yeah, don't even nobody to tell. Still got smoked.
Store. The second crime he committed, it was said that Tookie held up a motel, taking money from the register, and taking 3 lives. This would get Tookie the death penalty. Tookie will always claim his innocence, stating that the police framed him because his status in the Crips, and that the police always wanted to pin him to crimes. He also stated that there wasn't any evidence, including no fingerprints or the shell cases not matching his gun. And all African Americans were removed for being jurors at his trial. Being sentenced to the death penalty, Tookie would be put on death row and sent to San Quentin to serve his time. Tookie would be a problem for the staff and other inmates in the 80s, being an enforcer and calling shots. In 1988, Tookie would be stabbed by a former friend, Rolling 60 Crip.
Lil Fee, the op. Rolling 60.
Yeah, Lil Fee.
Lil Fee, the op. He stabbed my nigga too. Lil Fee, the op.
Lil Fee was on bullshit too, man.
Lil Fee a demon. Lil Fee went in the crib. We did the reaction to it. I don't know if y'all was there. Yeah. He ran in the crib, ran in the wrong crib, killed the people.
I wasn't here for that.
Yeah, Lil Fee's a demon. Lil Fee still in jail on death row. They still ain't kill him. That nigga been on death row for like 30 years. Some crazy shit.
How many times
He
you
was
stabbed
the
this
founder
nigga?
of 60s or some shit like that.
Yeah, he one of the OGs of the 60s. I don't want to say founder.
Little Fee. After Little Fee allegedly didn't do a task Tookie assigned him to, Little Fee got Tookie before Tookie got him.
You gotta respect it.
Tookie was such a problem, he was later sent to solitary confinement, and after a few years, he would later decide to change his ways. In 1994, he was released from solitary confinement and later found religion. Even though he made major steps to change, he was denied an appeal. Tookie began to write several children books, and in 1996, his first of 8 books were published. His books were positive, telling kids to stay away from drugs and gangs, and what things they could do that could land them in jail like him. 2002, Tookie would be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. His changes garnered many supporters and helped attribute to many people urging judges to give him a life sentence instead of a death sentence. But the appeal was once again denied. In 2004, Tookie had another book called Blue Rage and a movie about his life being released starring Jamie Foxx playing Tookie. 2005, Tookie petitioned for clemency, but this was denied by the governor after the governor said forensic evidence still linked Tookie to all his crimes. He had many people come to his defense, like rapper Snoop Dogg.
Or not, he will spare the life of convicted quadruple murderer Stanley Tookie Williams. It's a case that's captured national headlines primarily because of Williams' famous supporters, many from the entertainment world. NBC's James Hittori joins us tonight from outside San Quentin Prison in California. Good evening, James.
Good evening, John. Governor Schwarzenegger is presumably still weighing his options in this case. There was no...
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But on December 13th,
Fuck Arnold Schwarzenegger too. Drop that in the comments, please. Can we get some fuck Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger probably did that so he could win the bodybuilder shit, man.
This nigga's stupid, y'all. Yeah, the niggas is old, that nigga.
Orders, many from the entertainment world.
He mad Tookie look better than him. That's all for us.
NBC's James Hittori joins us tonight from outside San Quentin Prison in California. Good evening, James.
Good evening, John. Governor Schwarzenegger is presumably still weighing his options in this case. There was no...
But on December 13th, 2005, Tookie would be executed. Tookie was 51.
The world was going downhill. They made that nigga the governor. I said, the world was about to end.
And he signed off on it.
And then they make Trump the president. I said, what the fuck is going on? All these entertainers is becoming motherfucking big. What the fuck is going on? Kanye gonna be president next. I won't be surprised to get Kanye in the next 10 years. Shit is crazy. Go get a rapper as a president, bro. This shit is bugged out over here, bro. This shit is mad. The Arnold Schwarzenegger first, governor. Then they spin the block and make Trump the president. I say, yo, what the fuck is going on, son? These niggas is in movies and shit. The fuck? These niggas the president now? The fuck?
Nigga, Trump was in the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, all kind of shit, bro.
Tell it.
Trump just got booked in Atlanta. Nah, they freed him though. They said Trump free. They gave Trump bail and they gave Young Thug bail. Shit is crazy.
They gave Young Thug bail?
Yeah, Trump out.
Bail? I mean,
13?
Thug about to be out too.
No, not Young Thug. They gave Trump bail. They didn't give Thug bail. Nah, I'm bugging.
Say he got bail.
He out of there.
I'm high. I said Thug. I said Thug by accident. Trump got bail. Yeah, Thug. They didn't give Thug bail. They gave Trump bail.
200,000.
Trump home. It ain't 200,000. It's paid.
It's
paid. He's home.
2005, Tookie would be executed. Tookie was 51 years old. And in this era, Tookie is looked upon as a street legend and is highly talked about as a leader and a general to the Crips. And in his last days of life, looked upon as much more than that, but as a changed man, wanting to right his wrongs and fix a few kids' life if he could.
And I learned this from Tookie Williams, rest in peace, was to master myself. He taught me this one word, sang fraud. They was about to kill this man. They was about to take this man's life. He was on death row. He was like 2 days away from dying. And me and him was talking, and he was so calm talking to me and laughing and joking and telling me about all the great things that he'd seen in me and wanted me to do. And I said, man, how are you so relaxed right now? He said, brother, the word is saying fraud, and that's to remain calm under pressure. And when he told me that word, I started practicing that shit and started mastering myself. And I learned how to become saying fraud, to always be calm.
This will conclude.
Crip, nigga. Crip nigga always gonna teach you some shit.
And when he told me that word,
yeah, run that shit back.
Relax right now. He said, brother, the word is saying fraud, and that's to remain calm under pressure. And when he told me that word, I started practicing that shit and started mastering myself. And I learned how to become saying fraud, to always be calm.
This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already.
Facts. Fine. RP Tookie, man. Damn. RP the cuz. Crip.